try for Nussmeier, but Allen able to bring it down and pick up the first down on 3rd and long.
13 yards on the play for Allen. Emmett Johnson, good blocking, and Johnson keeps on going and picks up a Chiefs first down. Nick Anderson finally made the tackle for the Rams. 12 yards on the play for Emmett Johnson.
Watch the left side here, getting up on attack, getting locked on, and Johnson running through some arm tackles and using his legs to pick up that first down.
Officially, it's going to be a 59-yard attempt for Harrison Butker, trying to match his best from a year ago. He is the 3rd most points in franchise history. The boot is on the way, has the distance, and it is good. Harrison Butker from 59 yards, and the Chiefs have taken the lead 9-6.
He had a good 5 to 10 yards left on that kick.
Simpson to the end zone, caught, touchdown Rams. Dean Connors with his 2nd touchdown of the game. Now, Ty Simpson has been razor sharp here for the Rams in his NFL debut.
All right. As far as the injuries go, really, it was just Chew. Godric had ankle sprain. So other than that, there were no other injuries. Good to get a preseason game under our belt, being able to play against somebody else. There were some good things, and there were some things we got to clean up. Obviously, with the penalties would be the number one thing that need cleaned up. But we're able to get a good look at some of our young guys, and I thought there was some real production there on both sides of the ball from the young guys. So with that, time's yours.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. It's Monday, August 17th, 2026. Stephen St. John here. Todd Leabo.
Good morning.
And Jake Gutierrez. And that's it. And then we're not going to talk to anybody else except guests that'll be on the show. 7:05, Pete Sweeney from the Kansas City Star will tell us what he thought of the Chiefs' performance against the Rams in preseason game number 1 that took place on Saturday afternoon.
He was out there in
Arrowhead Stadium.
We said, Pete, you got to go out there and be everybody's eyes and ears.
Scott Carroll will join us in the 8 o'clock hour. Former Major League pitcher, former college quarterback at Purdue and Missouri State, and Liberty native.
Current nice guy.
And then in the 9 o'clock hour, Chiefs Hall of Famer Bill Moss will share his thoughts about what he saw from the Chiefs and some individual players on Saturday. We'll also have some post-game sound from Saturday. You heard Andy Reid. Andy Reid would like to clean up some of those penalties.
It's the preseason. He's got to
stop me if you've heard that before.
Got to get himself into shape. You got to practice that line. He uses it often.
There are a lot of good things to talk about from Saturday's game. That, my friends, is not one of them, because we saw this team play sloppy football last year, and we saw this team plagued by penalties. And one of the reasons why some of us were excited about the return of Eric Bieniemy, we thought that perhaps, and it still can be, it's preseason game number 1, but we thought that, hoping that perhaps the return of Bieniemy would be the return of
Accountability.
this team playing more disciplined football, more error-free football, and doing all the little things on the football field, like not commit penalties repeatedly. So, and look, there's, I guess, only so much you can do with backup offensive linemen that aren't talented enough, that aren't good enough to be on an NFL field. And so some of those penalties committed by players who will be no closer to playing organized football than you or Jake. So,
Listen, a lot of holds and offsides. I thought the one that took the touchdown back was pretty weak, honestly. But still, that line where they have 6 straight offensive penalties or something, and, it's not the end of the world. I'm not getting upset about any of this stuff. The Chiefs don't particularly care about this game. The Rams didn't particularly care about this game.
You told me right before the game you felt like it was the end of the world with these penalties.
I really did.
I questioned.
Do you like the Rams just don't even waste the money on the hotel rooms? They're like, they don't even bring everybody. Just stay home, guys.
Why would they?
This is a waste of your time. We're not even flying you out here.
Right.
I don't know how many teams do it that way. They just don't even send the people.
12 penalties for 83 yards.
Mid-season form.
The Rams had 4 for 26. But that's not important. It's not important that the Rams won the game 20-12. None of that's important. We didn't see any of the stars, really. Chris Jones played a play.
A play.
And so that was...
I couldn't quite tell. Jake, was Kenneth Walker on the field for the very first snap? And
Yes,
then
he
was.
was.
So
First snap.
He started?
Yeah, he started.
Did he even put the helmet on? What did he?
Yeah, he had the helmet on.
Was he taped up and just have the uniform on? Anyway, Emmett Johnson, I thought looked good.
Yeah, he did.
I thought Brashard Smith had some moments that he needs to have some moments. Cyrus Allen, as advertised, did some nice things.
They did advertisements for Cyrus Allen?
They did. You didn't see him?
The commercials?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a whole
They were slipping it in.
whole campaign.
Slipping it in the political ads.
Just out of...
What?
If I run through the 2 and 3 deep names that flash to me, and I'm sure that a lot of people feel the same way after just first viewing, I like what I saw from Andrew Armstrong, receiver that Jesse Newell first jumped on the bandwagon for. He's 6'4". He really a couple of times showed off his blocking ability. There's one that's gone viral where he just knocked a Rams defensive back on his ass, and he said after the game, maybe we can unearth those comments, but Andrew Armstrong said that he takes pride in that, big physical receiver out of Arkansas. And so this is a guy that is making a push for the 53-man roster with his all-around game because Andy Reid likes his receivers to be able to block downfield, and they've been looking for a receiver with some size, and he has it. And so Andrew Armstrong had a good game in an effort to try to make this 53-man roster. Jalen Royals caught a couple passes that were thrown his way, so that's good. I'm with you. I liked what I saw from Cyrus Allen. I liked what I saw from Khalil Benson. I thought he looked good. Justin Fields was 4-4. He looked better throwing the ball. He has not looked good throwing the ball up at training camp. It is a shock to the system. You do not need binoculars to see down in the field when a football is thrown to figure out, hey, who threw that between Mahomes and Fields?
Yeah. Which one?
Yeah, you don't need to squint to see who threw that. Justin Fields very often is inaccurate. Various times will throw footballs off offensive linemen's helmets
anywhere and everywhere.
So for what they asked him to do, he was fine.
I thought he played poorly, but better than I thought he would.
Right.
Because even though he was 4 for 4, it didn't seem. And listen, they got put in a 3rd and long, I think, on a penalty or whatever. Justin Fields I guess, going to make this team. I guess.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, Garrett Nussmeier didn't do enough to say, "Hey, listen, we're going to keep 2 quarterbacks and one of them is Garrett Nussmeier." That's not.
But also Fields, he's to display his ability to run the football for him to be effective. And that's not in the game plan. They're not going to do any of those things against the Rams.
It's fine. We don't ever want to watch Justin Fields play for the Chiefs this year.
I don't mind Justin Fields.
But you want to watch Patrick Mahomes play football for the Chiefs.
See, now
that's what you want to see.
No, I never want to see Chris Oladokin.
Oh no, well, he's
that's what I I didn't want to see him on Saturday, so I didn't.
I think there are situations I wouldn't mind seeing Justin Fields in the game, Todd.
Okay, if there is a run,
quarterback
fourth and 1,
he could be a weapon they could use. It's like you're never going to be impressive in throwing the football.
I don't think you can actually
running the football.
I think it's just. I don't think you can just run him out there on a 4th and 1 because then they know it's a sneak.
So they can't stop it anyways.
Everybody, whenever you run a sneak, sneaks don't catch anyone by surprise.
How many times did Tom Brady? You knew Tom Brady was going to sneak it, and he still. I mean, and
they were the best at just running up and doing it.
But see, that I push back against that because everyone when the tush push is coming, when the sneak is coming. It's never a surprise. That's why I wish the Chiefs would do it because it's super successful, even though it's obvious when you're going to do it, and they still never do it. Put him out there for the sneak. How many times? Okay, here comes the sneak. Here comes the sneak, and you can't stop it anyway. With that offensive line, with that interior offensive line, and an athletic quarterback like that, if they can't pull off the sneak, then
they don't even try.
We got some bigger issues if they can't execute a sneak. But yes, Patrick Mahomes is who we want at all times. But I thought Fields looked okay. I was actually impressed by Nussmeier.
He was okay.
Man, what are you looking for out of these guys?
No, I thought he did a nice job on a couple of plays. They had a couple.
He had a real nice pass thrown across his body.
That was a really good play.
He had his day would have looked much different had he put a little air under the ball to that pass to Cyrus Allen, who was wide open for a walk-in touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
He missed that. Mm-hmm. Pretty good defensive play, but it wasn't the throw it needed to be. He puts that ball where he needs to. That's a touchdown to Cyrus Allen. And Cyrus Allen's day would have looked even better.
And they broke up a play. Was it Brownlee maybe who?
Yeah, that wasn't a breakup, by the way. That was a straight drop.
Just a drop?
That was a straight drop.
Brownlee dropped it.
Yeah, it was a straight drop.
That was a nice pass.
It looked like in the run of play. It looked like the defender got a piece of it, but
he didn't.
Brownlee just straight dropped.
I thought Nussmeier did a nice job.
So, and
and he got a big opportunity. And I liked also at the very end of the third quarter, his quarter was going to be over, and he looked like he got hurt. And they called a timeout, and he went right back in there. He just wanted to finish what he started. I like that attitude from a guy.
And I'm scarred from last year, so if you guys want to talk about Oladokin, go ahead in the commercial break. I'm not doing it.
I didn't look at that part of the game. Jake did.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Well, that's great. Jake can write a journal for 810w2.com about what he saw.
I think I've already erased it from my memory.
Talk about it on this show. You know why?
Because
I had to last year, and I swore after that experience, we ain't doing that again.
We're not doing it.
Who was the other bro that they brought in from the Buffalo Bachelor Squad, the former
Bouchel.
Yeah, we ain't doing that either.
No more Bouchel?
Yeah, right. Not that I'll ever have to, but we did that once.
Where's he now?
I don't want to know. Please don't tell me. Thank you.
I'm going to look it up.
Brashard Smith looked good. I was impressed. I'm super impressed with Emmett Johnson. Now, nobody wants to hear this after he runs for half 100 and shows burst and everything else. For him to get on the field more than DeMarcado, and if you want to see him as the true number 2 at some point, he's going to have to improve in pass pro, not only in games but in practice, and they're going to have to trust him more. And I'm not telling you that that's not possible, but it's not just about what you see with the ball in his hands. So there's other things they want him to do, and I know that was something that's one thing that they're looking for him to improve upon. And guess what? He has every opportunity to do that, especially with a terrific running backs coach / offensive coordinator in Eric Bieniemy. That's exactly the kind of guy that you want to instill toughness in your running backs and the ability to block and protect, pick up the blitz, and those little things that we don't always talk about that don't show up in the box score from running backs. And so I liked what I saw from him defensively. Well, let me see. Some other guys that flashed.
I thought R. Mason Thomas had a couple of pressures.
We have
that
not
weren't bad.
gotten to the defense
thought you said
yet. I just
defensively.
said, wait before, let me look at the office. What do you come in here for? Just
You
like a
said
bull in a
defense.
china closet.
You said defense. By the way, Shane Buechele was 6 for 9 for the Bills the other night. Hey, they just loaned him out. They put him back. Josh Allen, Kyle Allen, Shane Buechele.
Defensively, yes, your Oklahoma Sooner,
Our Kansas City Chiefs.
R. Mason Thomas, he looked real good.
Mm-hmm.
I was tickled. Now, see that tickled my tonsils.
He had a nice stop on a run as well.
Well,
Which was
that's
good to see.
fine, but on third down, the pass rush getting there
back,
quick.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're talking about something that the Chiefs desperately need. Boy, that was such a sore spot for them last year. How many times on third down did the opposing quarterback just have all day long because the pass rush couldn't get home? And if he could just simply come in on third downs and get to the quarterback and or put
Little
pressure on the
yeah.
quarterback. I mean, a speed rusher like that's what the doctor ordered. So that looked, yes.
Tickle your tonsils on every play.
Peter Woods played, didn't flash. He double teamed a lot, but also he's dealing with an ankle, and so I don't know how much
he's not healthy.
That bothered him, but I'm not worried about Peter Woods. I've told you that. Be excited about Peter Woods. And also, let me go ahead and suggest something. If Chris Jones is playing, Peter Woods will not see the same attention.
Right.
You agree with that? That's
absolutely.
not the hottest of takes, is it? No.
Jaden Hicks played a lot and was all over the field.
He needed a good game.
Yeah.
I think he had 7 tackles, pass breakup. He needed a good game, and he got a good game.
Yeah. Kind of what we've been looking for a while. I thought Jeff Bossa had a couple nice plays, too. He needs to be good, too. They need to get something out of the last year's draft class on that.
The biggest takeaway, even though, it's funny to say this, even though you didn't see the number 6 overall pick that they traded up for, but let me tell you, he's coming on the training camp, and he looks the part, and I was up there when he wasn't doing much, and now he's doing more, and based on what I've seen and who I've talked to, don't fret.
Yeah, he's going to be good. They
real good.
Had the white jersey on him, the yellow jersey off on Thursday on the 10-10-10 practice. Hopefully today, when they're back on the field, it'll be the same thing, and he's fully participating this week.
But even though we didn't see the number 6 overall pick, I think a big takeaway is you have to be very excited about what this rookie draft class has to offer. Like now.
Yeah. They need to be good. We talked about it all year leading up to it. They need to hit on these guys. And it's early, but I liked what I saw from some of them.
Yeah, but it could be early and they could look like crap.
Yeah, I'd rather have it this way.
And they, I'm super optimistic about this draft class. I really am. And maybe even more than I was when I was up in camp. It's getting better and better. To me, the hope that they can really come in and make an impact. Look, Delane's going to be fine. He's going to be a stud. I think I've already told you, I think Peter Woods, when it's all said and done, will be considered one of the steals of the draft to people. The narrative when the Chiefs play, like, he was originally going to be a top 10 pick. How did he fall to 29? I'm very impressed by what I've seen from R. Mason Thomas. I thought, quietly, he not a lot of people talk about him. Jaden Kennedy, I thought he looked good.
Yeah.
Emmett Johnson wowed a lot of people. Cyrus Allen. What are your expectations now versus when they called his name during the draft?
Higher.
Right? And did anything that you saw on Saturday lessen that?
And he's catching passes from the backups.
How
too.
about that catch when he went up and just got it?
Mhm.
You know, and he had another one called back. And like I said, if Nussmeier makes a good throw, he has a walk-in touchdown on an adjustment that he made on his route. And then Nussmeier, I thought, and we're gonna have to get over, because let's just be honest, Leabo and LSU don't mix. That's like
I like
one-on-one, just
Nussmeier.
don't mix.
I don't like LSU,
I know that.
but I like Nussmeier.
I know, but if he does something good, it's for you. It'll be
no.
If he does something great, it'll be good.
Incorrect.
You know,
I like this kid.
no, that's fine. You have higher. You know,
like
you have
this
higher
kid.
demands on LSU players.
I like him.
You know,
There's a subconscious bias against them.
No.
the only bad thing you can say right now is we haven't seen Delane, and I think when you do see him, you're gonna say, "Oh boy!"
But even
this
in
kid's
the
gonna be
little
good.
bit where they weren't doing contact stuff, and he was out there
I mean, in
with
the game,
everyone,
though. Yes.
I
He
like
looks
what I
good.
saw. Listen, he's going to be good. If they liked him enough to do what they did to get him, he's going to be good. But he's just got to get help.
Leebo's up there, I've been told, in the interview tent and up in the media tent, raving about Delane's fluid hips.
Oh yeah, that's all I talk about.
Well, that's important for
People
a
tell me
cornerback.
to
You know
be
football,
quiet about it.
right? You look how fluid his hips are. Like, okay, Todd, he's just warming up.
So you don't want to talk about the fourth quarter with Chris Oldodovin?
I don't.
Or the fourth quarter of the Bills game with Shane Buechele?
I'd prefer not to.
Okay.
I can, if you guys decide that's where you want to take it. We could also talk about Noah Cameron.
He was excellent.
And throwing a shutout, a one-hitter. I just, I'm so stupid.
You're not stupid.
I cut him from my rotisserie team right before he went through this whole stretch. But good. I did it so my team can
sacrifice?
Yeah, for everybody else.
For the greater good?
But I mean, that's as excited as we get about Cags. What he's done in the last month,
it's unbelievable.
Is makes you feel so much, and it's still not enough, but it makes you feel so much better about the rotation next year.
Yeah.
Right? So much better. Because now you look at him and you think, okay, he's not as bad as he was in the first part of the season, and maybe he's not as good as he was last year, but somewhere in the middle, closer to last year, okay. All right. That'll play. So that was, I wanted to mention Noah Cameron. That was a hell of a pitching performance. And man, does this last month make you feel better about him and just feel better about, okay, all right. Waka, Lugo, Cameron. Okay. Now what are we looking for? So that was very, very, very good. Excellent.
And they won a game.
Excellent from Noah Cameron. We'll take a break. Back after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Woo, boy! Oh, man, let me tell you something.
What's that?
I had a nice weekend. Had the back to school parents mixer
Mixer?
where they played music bingo.
What time was that?
That's Friday night.
What,
And,
Sunday afternoon at 4?
I won.
What'd you win?
No, I didn't. You know what? Maybe I won, but Susan St. John's the real winner.
Yeah.
She won a wonderful gift card to the movies because we love the movies. And so we had that. We did a lot of shopping.
Oh.
Man, oh man, I was shopping with my wife and my wonderful daughters, and it was,
When is the actual first day of school?
It's like flying too close to the sun. New shoes for everybody. New shoes for everybody.
Drake's been wearing these white tennis shoes around the last couple of weeks, and I'm like, those look like first day of school shoes. Too white.
Right.
What day is the first day of actual school?
Tomorrow. And then
These kids in Kansas have already been back. Lee Summit, they don't go till like the 26th.
And then we got
It's crazy.
And then we had Richie at the Thirsty Bowl on Saturday night.
What time did you go to bed that night? Sunday?
4
a.m. Sunday? You're talking about like 26 hours ago.
Me and my lovely wife. We wait for Richie to finish his set.
How long do they play?
He plays like 1. I want to see my boy. And so then we sit and talk for a while and have fun, and
Go Waffle House
tells
or
me about his week. We were thinking when we walked to the taco truck, the taco truck wasn't open.
They turned it down.
Well, no, they usually have it open. That and it infuriated me. Remember when I?
What kind of taco truck
There
is
you go.
this?
That's right.
What is going
I
on?
was counting money they're losing. But then
I'm
yesterday,
here with money.
did some more shopping, and then the latest episode of Lioness. And if you're out there with me and you watch that show, people, woo, boy, I could barely go to sleep. I had the adrenaline flowing.
I'm going to start watching that.
Man, oh man.
I'm going to start watching.
That
You
worked,
got some catching up to do.
I know.
that worked me into a sweat.
I can get there. They don't have like 20 episodes a year.
I
right?
thought about you. That's what the reason I wanted to talk to you about this is Nicole Kidman in the show. Nicole Kidman's husband, the guy I like, behind the scene, he runs.
Yes.
He had a
Making the oil.
he had a
prices
hell
go
of a
up.
monologue last night about what's going on in the world.
Oh, boy.
And I thought, let me tell you something. I feel like I just had a talking to by Jake. This guy, you watch, you'll tell you, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy came right from left field and started telling you what's going on in the world. I said, this guy
I like that character.
subscribes to, I love that character.
Very
He's
understated.
sitting there watching like monitors of everything going on in the world. He goes, I'll tell you what's going on.
That's right.
And he told her, and like, I feel like Jake wrote that. That episode last night, let me tell you. Okay, let's move on.
Errol Mead.
He's good.
Yeah, he is.
Very good. All right. Let's check in with Nate Bukaty now.
Nate Bukaty.
Good morning. Good morning,
Hey,
fellas.
Nate, how you doing?
Oh, I'm
Figure everything out over there?
I'm watching the sunrise at beautiful Blue Hills Country Club. How could I be any better? Other than the fact that, unlike Todd Leabo, I do think the penalties are the end of the world.
Right. That's exactly right.
It's all over for these guys.
Andy said he's going to clean it up, so
Well,
don't worry
good.
about it. Describe where you're at, what you're doing, why you're there. Give us the whole rundown, please.
Yeah, I'm at, as I said, beautiful Blue Hills Country Club right off State Line Road, where this week they are having the Advent Health Championship. This is part of the Korn Ferry Tour. This is the last tournament of the regular season in the Korn Ferry Tour. So this is like the last chance for positioning for all these guys who are going to try to make it to the PGA before the playoffs begin. And they've got all kinds of great activities. Basically, there's a full schedule of special days here this whole week leading up to it. Today's Women's Day, so they got a female pro-am where women partner up with the players from the Korn Ferry Tour to play. They've got some women's networking events and things like that. And then you got the pro-am coming up as the week goes on. And then on Friday, round one begins on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's networking day. You got Friday is round two, and that's Folds of Honor Friday. Saturday is Family Day. And if you go to adventhealthchampionship.com, you can look at the schedule right there, and you can buy tickets for each day. They've got all different levels of hospitality packages, but you can come for $10. That's the coolest thing about this. I don't know how long we've been doing this out here, guys, but it's been a few years, and I've had a chance to stick around a couple times and watch the pros, and they are incredible. I mean, these guys, many of them are going to be on the PGA, or at least some of them are going to be on the PGA Tour, and it's really, really cool to watch them. So, I'm going to be here all morning long, and they're going to be here all week long. So I would encourage everybody, adventhealthchampionship.com, where you can see the whole schedule. You can map out, how you want to participate. But if you want to see some incredibly good golf, have a wonderful time, you can come in for a very low investment of $10. You can also go all the way up to the hospitality packages and all that stuff. They got all kinds of cool suites on the different holes and all that. And, it's getting started this week.
They've had some great winners out there. I know Cam Young won there several years ago, Sepp Straka. So these Korn Ferry Tour players are unbelievable. The difference between being on the Korn Ferry Tour and the PGA Tour is it's razor thin. And Nate's right. This at the end here, a certain number of people get to go to the big tour. So this is like where the rubber hits the road for a lot of these guys. If they want to be on the PGA Tour next year, and they're amazing. I mean, just absolutely amazing golfers. And Blue Hills does it right. And this is the first time they've moved this thing back to August. Remember back in the day, it was now, and then they moved it up to May, and now they're back in August. So looks like the weather's not going to be awful either. It's not going to be too awful hot for them. So it'll be a nice time out there at Blue Hills. It should be fun. It's going to be a good one. They do a good job for sure.
They got some local guys that are competing. In fact, Stephen, a Columbia, Missouri native, Ross Steelman, he's a Georgia Tech alum, not a Missoulian, but he's from Columbia, Missouri. He's got a real chance. He's third on the Korn Ferry Tour points list right now. He's got 3 wins on the season, so this is a little bit of a home tournament for him. So he's a guy to look out for. Harry Higgs, Overland Park kid who went to Blue Valley North High School, is out here, and then James Nicholas is a really good story. It's a guy that in 2023 thought he hadn't gotten into the Advent Health Championship field, flew home to New York, then came a late night call that a spot had opened up for him, so he scrambled to Kansas City, raced from the airport to Blue Hills, borrowed some clubs, shoes, gloves, and about everything he needed, barely made his tee time. 3 years later, he's now fighting for a PGA Tour card and has a chance. And he's coming back to the place where he basically got like a last-second shot and had to play with borrowed clubs. This time around, he's going to be a little bit more ready for it. So that's the kind of stuff that you have here. And like you said, Todd, I mean, how good they are. I mean, I remember the first time I came out here and I walked along with some of them, watching them, and now that I actually play some golf, I have some sort of understanding of how good these guys are. I watch them and I'm like, if these guys are trying to get on the PGA Tour, how good can those guys be? Because you can't believe how far they hit the ball, how accurately they hit the ball. It's really a fun thing to watch. So I would encourage people to check it out. Advent Health Championship here at Blue Hills this week.
Nate Bucati, any comments on any of the topics we discussed in the first segment? Who looked good on Saturday for the Chiefs? Who didn't look good? What you're worried about? Noah Cameron delivering his best start of the year on the heels of him. He had the one rough start in there, but 3 terrific starts before then, so he's had one hell of a month. Anything that tickled your tonsils out of that first segment?
I wouldn't say that I felt any tonsil tickling out of that preseason game.
Tickle your tonsils on every play.
I did watch it. I will be honest with you. By the second half, I found it very hard to remain focused.
You didn't like Emmett Johnson?
I liked Emmett Johnson. I would say that the thing that stood out to me maybe the most is what you said about like the difference between Justin Fields and Patrick Mahomes. I was excited to see Fields, and I feel like I've always felt like he's one of those quarterbacks you wondered if he had ended up in a good system early in his career, could he have been a better quarterback? I think they said on the broadcast he's had a different offensive coordinator every year of his career.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying, get him with Andy Reid and we'll see what he can do. And maybe that's still going to be the case. And I've always felt like the Chiefs under Andy Reid have had a backup quarterback. I mean, look how many times in the Super Bowl runs there's a famous moment where whatever, anything is possible, all that stuff where the backup quarterback has to come in, even if it's for just one drive, and do something. And you feel like they've always had that quarterback that could do it. And I felt really, optimistic about Justin Fields. And I'm not saying I'm not now, but I guess I was hoping maybe to see a little bit more out of him. I thought, because this is – hopefully we're not going to get a chance to see him a lot once the regular season starts, right? So this is kind of our chance to get a look at him in the offense. And I know it's preseason.
You'd have to see him with a game plan tailored to his strengths.
Yeah.
And also, if you're going to watch Justin Fields as a drop back passer and not utilize his legs, you'll never be happy with that.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, the threat of him running the ball for 20 or 30 yards, explosive plays, they can keep the defense on his heels. That's the only way he's ever going to look good. And he can look good, like, say, knock on wood, we don't want none of this to happen ever. But if Mahomes ever turned an ankle and he had to miss the second half and Justin Fields comes in a game and they weren't prepared to take on Justin Fields, he could light someone up and run for – we've seen him run for 100 yards and, complete enough passes to – help the offense, stay on the field and help you win a game.
Just going to be a weird preseason game. I talked about it last week. The Rams don't even send people to the game. They don't even fly them in. They don't ever play anyone. The Chiefs are dealing with Patrick Mahomes coming off an injury, so they kind of mirrored the Rams' take on the game. Normally, the first-string offense would play a series or so, and the line was out there, but it was just going to be one of those kind of really weird games in the preseason. I'm curious to see how they'll do this next one. They're going to be in Tampa on Saturday, right? Tampa didn't play their starters in their first game. I assume they'll probably play some here. I think the Chiefs, I don't think Patrick's going to play, but I don't know. Andy will be coy about it this week. But I think if you'd listen to the first thing he said last week was, I couldn't tell you he's going to play in the preseason at all. I think that's the way he was at least thinking last week. So maybe this Saturday's game you'll see a little bit more from some of these guys, but it was just going to be a weird one. That's how it was going to be. You don't want to – and they're playing the damn team later in the year. It's weird.
Right.
I mean, they got two of these games, two of the preseason games. They're playing them in the regular season as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a big reason why I don't get too wound up about preseason. You guys know how I feel about spring training and all that, but you're just asking me for what I'm looking for, and I do hope that Justin Fields, I mean, he's run for 1,000 yards in a season, right? Like, isn't he like the last quarterback to do that in forever? So I know that is there, but you're hoping like the quarterback whisperer Andy Reid maybe turns him into something. And it's not like he was terrible or anything like that.
No, he was
I'm
fine.
just you're asking me for things that I kind of took away from the game, and I'm with you guys too defensively. The idea that they can actually get some more pressure on the quarterback with some of the guys. I was hoping to see Wood a little bit more. And was he supposed to sing during the?
I don't know what happened on the side. Jake should know this. What was going on?
Was that your fault?
No, it wasn't my fault.
What happened?
I don't know. I wasn't in the truck. I'm not coordinating that stuff. I'm doing the stats, man. I'm not part of the.
You're right in it.
No, I'm up in the press box giving stats.
Okay,
I'm not in the.
You're not in the mix.
I'm not in the truck listening to the producer.
Sounds to me like he's trying to distance himself from this whole thing.
I'm just not. I'm on headset with stats guys.
Yeah, you're not on the headset
I'm not.
with the whole director.
I don't know what the director and
producer,
producer and what's going on in the booth. I'm not privy to that.
Woods is dealing with an ankle, and I think there's been a lot of hype around him. And
I did not like it last week when he kind of twisted the ankle up.
Right.
You don't want to see that. You want to see a guy 100% healthy, but
no, you don't. But also, again, when you have your full complement of defensive linemen, it's a much different experience for the rest of the defensive linemen when Chris Jones is out there.
Huge difference.
He played a play. Remember?
He did.
He did play a play.
One snap.
He did, in fact, play a play.
I play every preseason.
And here I am. I'm a dummy. When I mention it's exciting to be impressed by all of the rookies, I didn't even mention Khalil Benson. You have to start mentioning him as part of the
Yeah, he's
draft
because
class.
he wasn't drafted. Yeah.
He wasn't drafted, but he's part of this draft class. If he goes on to start however many games in this class and he ends up being the right tackle of now or the future, that's part of it.
Grunhard's going to explain his grading system to you on Friday.
Boy, did Timmy he I understood it, and then people are criticizing the way he graded. Timmy, I get it, and yes, you will explain it on Friday. Absolutely, you have
That story is just crazy.
It doesn't make
Grunhard?
No, Khalil Benson.
Yeah,
Kid out of
so-
Chicago, got drafted. Chiefs
Poor
Hall
kid
of
went
Fame.
to that.
has
He's
a
on a
ring
national
against-
championship team.
Just went to a little
Yeah,
school in the
yeah.
Midwest.
Oh, wait. A guy on a
We love
national
him.
championship team
Oh, just
and
like
got
Khalil Benson.
drafted?
Yeah.
What was he, a second-round pick?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
people actually realized he was good because he was on a national championship team and was a good player?
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, every time you see a story like with Trey Smith, it was,
He had the blood
He
clot
had health
issues.
issues.
I
He had
get
health
that.
issues.
you know, there was questions about it. You know, like, this one, has anybody given you guys something?
Khalil
that
Benson
tells
was
you-
at the podium when I was up there last week and answered every question the same way. I've just, got my opportunity, going to play my best and try hard. He was asked, "How did you slip?" I got my opportunity. I'm going to play my best and try hard. So
Well, it's not even that he slipped and didn't get drafted. The fact that he didn't even go to the combine. He wasn't even in draft. He wasn't even invited to the combine.
I cornered Trent Green last week. I said, "What the hell, man? This is your guy." And
Bizarre.
he goes, "I don't know." He goes, "I'm trust me. I'm working the phones. I'm trying to." It's not like Jake said. How did he not get drafted? Like even in the 7th round.
yeah.
As desperate
Yeah.
as teams are for offensive linemen, throw a 7th round pick
that
at
guy's
him,
6'6", 220, or 320.
you know?
Yeah, it's
He's got a
not
good
like
build. Something we
he's
might be
got
able to
the
work with.
measurables.
Right, yeah.
You see
Well, I
some
just
of the
6'6", 320.
jerkies that they're
Get drafted?
taking in the 7th round. Are you kidding me? We'll take a break. We got lots to talk about right here on Sports Radio 810 WHP.
Welcome back to the show. I was accused of liking to embarrass people over the weekend.
Well, that's believable.
Who?
My family.
What'd you do?
Definitely believable.
Well, we have fun when we're shopping.
Yeah.
I like to embarrass the girls, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll be at a store and Julia will be over there. My voice is loud.
Yes.
Hey, Julia, look at these shorts. Stop. Why do you do that?
You need some new
But
underpants?
anyway, I did something to Susan, and she got mad, and I thought it was funny. And she goes, you know what? You're the only one that thinks that's funny. And I said,
I'll bet I think it's funny.
I think that if I said this to my friends at work, they would think it was funny. And then she intimated that you would lie to me, just to make me think it was
entirely
funny.
honest right now. Give it to me.
It was the timing of it.
Where are you?
You had to be there.
Where are you?
Because I was just thinking about it when I repeated it to you, you're not going to think it's funny. But man, was it funny when I did it to me.
Where are you?
You know what? Maybe guess what? I'm an audience of one. Maybe I'm just trying to entertain myself in this life.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Were you at church? Where were you?
If you don't think you're funny, no one else is going to.
We're at the grocery store.
Okay,
Well,
you're
no,
at the store.
we're at the parking lot.
Okay.
And she had to run in to get something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pull up to the front, drop you off,
And
and I'll
peek
circle
for you,
around,
and I'll
wait for you, and I'll,
you have to walk. Yeah,
'cause we had to
that's
go-
a good thing to do for a husband.
And then there was they were out there. There's a guy cooking hamburgers and hot dogs, right?
Okay, they were having a grill thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, she's walking,
She's coming out of the store now.
No, she's walking to the
she's
store.
going
I
in.
just dropped her off
Yeah.
in front of it. She's walking right in front of
the grill.
Of the grill.
Yeah.
Right. And so I pull up, and I'm behind her. She doesn't really see that I'm pulling up
Mm-hmm.
right there. And she gets right in front of the grill with all these people. I roll on the window. I said real loud, I said, "I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today."
Whippy.
I think it's funny.
She looked at me. She goes, "Why?" Because I kind of startled her. It was very loud,
Did the people like it?
Yes.
Did they know Wimpy?
I don't think some people just liked it. I don't know. I don't know if they knew it was Wimpy. I don't know if they knew it was Jay Wellington Wimpy from the Popeye lore, but at the moment I thought it was funny.
Did she end up getting a hot hamburger?
No.
Oh.
And she says, "I would have gotten you a hamburger had you not done that." So I'm the one that lost.
You end up getting
See,
a hot
Nate's
dog.
laughing there.
You lose.
I actually had a hamburger in Houston, Texas on Saturday at a place by the hotel called Wimpy's Hamburger.
See, that would make you want to go eat there.
And I said that to the guy when I walked in. And
Oh,
he just
really?
looked at me like he'd heard it for the millionth time.
Yeah, that's funny one, buddy.
Yeah,
Appreciate
like
you.
you would. That's something you would say there,
Yeah.
but I guess it didn't go over in the.
Yeah.
Did he
parking
take
lot
the
of-
offer?
No,
Did
the
you have
offer.
to
He
pay?
made me pay.
Yeah,
He made me pay.
Had to pay.
Yeah.
Susan did not take the offer.
No. Get that hamburger on layover.
I just like to have fun.
Layaway.
You lay away.
The layaway burger.
Yeah.
He never paid for it either. He just,
No,
every
he just
week
always said,
his deadbeats looking for a free hamburger.
Morgan.
If they ever showed him back there on Tuesday, just paying up.
It's like Goodwill Hunting, Morgan. I'm gonna put your burger up here,
Yeah.
Right.
Morgan, and put on layer. You come in there every
he's
week.
lucky.
Give me your $2.
And-
in 2 weeks, I'll give you your effing hamburger.
At some point, Popeye probably gave him a beating in real life.
Yeah.
Right.
With them forearms. Like, oh yeah, you owe me for about 15 of these hamburgers.
I saw this.
And worked them over just a little bit.
It was one of these things on, social media. This kid, he's a little kid. He had this big bowl of spinach in front of him, cooked spinach, and he was like, "I'm going to eat spinach, and I'm going to get strong."
Yeah.
And then he just about took a bite. He smelled it. And he's like, "I don't think I can eat it." And his mom's like, "No, you can try
I
it."
like spinach.
This kid, that spinach went in his mouth for half a second.
Oh, yeah.
He made a face. That's that
Oh,
kid.
do you remember maybe they
when
still
you're a
have it?
kid.
Do you remember they used to have Popeye? They got smart and did the Popeye brand spinach in the
Canned
can.
spinach.
And so we bought some and did the same thing. And my dad got so pissed off because I
I
wouldn't
bought
eat
this.
it. You're eating that spinach. What did you say, Nate?
When you're a kid, cooked spinach or canned spinach is like the grossest thing on planet Earth.
Now it's
I've
delicious.
I've had to come around to it as an adult, but no.
This kid's
no way
face.
as a kid.
He wanted to get all strong, and then he just
But you
gave
know
up
what?
his dream.
Eat your spinach,
Eat
kids.
it.
Yeah, tell him I am what I am.
I am what I am.
We're going to find out what Pete Sweeney has to say about what he saw from the Chiefs up next from the Kansas City Star right here on WHB.
Weekday with SSJ is